Right folks, a very good morning to you all, or good afternoon in fact. It's quite late today after a late sojourn in bed this morning. We are up and about, well I'm up and about and going out for my hour's exercise with this new micro fluff. I don't know what to call it now. It's the pom-pom from a Christmas hat, so we'll see how we get on with this testing this right now. It's not actually really windy, but we'll just test, see if you can hear my voice. Got the jag leaves thing on the back window now as well. So I've put it upside down, have I? No. Right, anyway, we'll see what happens. I think I've got them back to front. Right folks, very good, yes, good morning. I think it actually works. It's not too bad. Can you look? I don't know if you can see that. Can you see it in the mirror? No, you can't, can you? Hang on. How am I going to do this? We've got this off. Oh, come off, right. So basically we've got this great big hairy pom-pom from a Christmas hat that we're going to be using. It's enclosing the microphone there, as you can see. But if it will stay on, I don't know. I've got this this tie. You know, these ties. I should have loads of little ones, but I don't know what I've done with them. I may have to go and buy some. But that's going to be the new hairy cat that's going to be wandering around with this on top of the contraption thing. So, right, we're going to go out today. I don't know where I'm going, folks. I've only got an hour to get out. And we don't have to go out there in shops. That's fine. And we're going to listen to some end of the world music. Gary Newman, Savage. Remember I was talking about that the other day. Right, let's see where we end up, shall we? Come with me, folks. Right folks, I'm stood here outside probably the most famous house in Arbroath Ferry, but for all the wrong reasons. This house used to be called Moines, and it was the home of a Jean Milne. She was a very rich old lady who liked to have young boyfriends, and she would take her lavish holidays, but then one day she was found dead at the bottom of a stairwell right down there. So somebody whacked on the back of the head, and nothing was stolen. So it was a strange incident. Miss Jean Milne. I've got a book about it actually, Mrs. Jean Milne. I did read it, but I've forgotten all the sort of, you know, the important dates and when it happened and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's it. So it's probably the most famous house in Arbroath Ferry, apart from probably Lorraine Kelly's house, which is further on, just over the road there. Right, here we go. Whose glove is that one, folks? Now last night folks, I watched a video, one of these urbexing videos where two guys go out and they stay for a night on an old abandoned oil rig. Now the oil rig was in, I'm sure it was up beside Fraserburgh and Aberdeen, and there was like a few of them there, and they went to the first one but it was kind of locked down, so then they went in this little rubber dinghy across to this other one, and they found loads of stuff, man. It was absolutely awesome. So that was a good one. But I can't remember what the guys' names are now, but they're not, they don't really speak much. They just kind of, you know, see what was going on there. But actually fantastic to see. I didn't realize it was such a warren, so many rooms. It took them a whole day just to explore. And if you actually go down into the legs of the oil rig, it gets really scary down there, man. You can actually lose the breath because the oxygen gets pumped out or something, and you can actually collapse. And people have died in the legs of these oil rigs, man. Right, anyway, you know what folks, the roads are absolutely deserted today, so oops, oh no, it's just snapped off, folks. It's snapped off. Fluffball has snapped. I'm not going to call it Fluffball, that's a crap name. What's that voice there? Did you hear that voice, folks? What's it saying? They're saying, will the man up there please stop filming? Thank you very much. Yeah, we'll need to give it a decent name. We can't call it Fluffball, man. It's just that's a name for a kitten or something, isn't it? No, so we'll find a decent name for it, man. Here it comes. Oh, right. Just call it the hairy cat. Yep, there we go. Right, getting back into the car now. Just space. Spiz. Hey, there's a Spiz fan up there, folks. I'm just going home now, though. You okay, mate? Yes, there's a big Spiz fan up there. Just give me a shout, man. So, nice one. See ya. Right, Spiz fan up there. Give me a shout out. So, hello there to you, mate. Whoever you are. I think I'm putting a Spiz badge on your door there, but actually, you know what, folks, I've run out of Spiz badges, so I must go and get the guy that I normally get from Big Little Badge Company. Seems to have deserted eBay. He's gone. He's left. Right, let's see what this sounds like. Well, the hairy cat works really well. There's not a single bit of wind noise on there, so I'll need to keep it on there. As I said, I'll need to get maybe this tie might just be too big to get around it. But yeah, I'm impressed with my technical wizardry, folks. Yes, wait till you see this. I mean, you've seen it, haven't you? So, but I'll just give you a little look at it. Right, here folks, we go. So here we go. This is it. Look, there it is. The pom-pom from the Christmas hat is on the device. Yep. And this other arm here, this arm can actually act as a sort of like an anchor in some positions. So there we go, folks. I think I've done quite well there. There it is. Fantastic. Right, folks, here we are now. Then we're gonna go into the cemetery here and see if we can find any interesting stories. You know how we like to find sort of stories about drownings and shipwrecks and all this kind of stuff. You know, it's a bit morbid, I know, but makes for a good story, as I said. So we're going in there. Well, I'm going in there, and this is Dalgleish Road. And why is it called Dalgleish Road, you may ask? Well, you would think that it's named after some Scottish footballer, wouldn't you? But in fact, folks, you know what? I don't know. I'm not sure about this one, right? We're going in. We're in the cemetery. Here we go, folks. We're in. I'm just going to go for a quick walk up and around. The roads are very quiet today. It's quiet as I've seen them. Nobody's driving about today, which is probably for the best. There we go. Strange looking trees here, look. Now look at the state of this, folks, look. Dear oh dear. Totally decimated. There's the famous actor, Robert Lindsay. Power to the people. Where did he go? Oh, there he went. Here's one, look. William Lee, shipmaster, who was lost at sea, 1859. Right, okay, let's see if we can check that one out. Actually, a lot of these inscriptions are very hard to read. You really have to get up close to have a good look at them. This one's got one about a guy who died at sea. So it's that kind of stuff that I like to find and then do a little bit of investigation on the old Google, you know. Let's see if we can find some more. Another one, look. George Brown, chief engineer of Shanghai, who was drowned on the 22nd of April 1916 in a collision with a Chinese cruiser while carrying troops from Tientsin to South China. Wow, that's a good one. Folks, here's a good one here. David Shepherd, a member of the Dundee Fire Brigade, who lost his life in the discharge of his duty at the calamitous fire in Cleppington Wasteworks on the morning of Monday, the 11th of February 1884. Crikey. Wow. Right, bit of a mishap here, folks, as the microphone's actually come off the tripod leg, but I think I've managed to put it back on again. I found this. Where is it again? There we go. Now Mark Tasker. Here's a Mary Tasker. Look at that. Any relations of yours? I'll take a wee video of that one for you. David Tasker. You never know, Mark, that could be one of your distant ancestors. You never know. Now I think I'm in the quietest place today, folks. There's not a soul about. Yeah, size that one, right? That one, massive. Massive. Well, here's a good one, folks. The Celtic cross. Been erected by these people in remembrance of Michael Phelan. He was very elegant. Looked after the poor, seemingly. Very good. Another one. Lost at sea. David Lucky Scott, the grandson, who fell in action in Normandy, 27th of June 1944. Now, seemingly this area that I'm walking on now, this is their paupers' graves all the way over this way. What's that noise? Right, kids on a bike. Anyway, take two. So this area here I'm walking over now, folks, just behind me, is seemingly paupers' graves, or graves of people who just couldn't afford to be to have a headstone to be buried properly. That whole sort of area there, and up here. That's why there's no headstones here, I believe, because it's all to do with, you know, the dead people underneath here. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Yeah. So now we've come to the western edge of the cemetery, so we'll just walk back down, and that should be it. Honestly, just trying to be friendly there and saying hello to that girl walking a dog, and she just looked at me and sort of walked away, and that's just fun. Do I look scary? Honestly, I'm trying to be nice to people. People are supposed to be nice to each other in this time of crisis, man. We're supposed to always sticking together and looking after each other. Don't be scared of each other. Okay, you've got to stand 2 meters apart, but you know, put this thing on. Seemingly, this isn't very good, man, for keeping out the virus, and it's because it's too thin, and you know, you can see my breath coming through it in a cold day. So it was pointed out to me. So thank you for that. Yep, it was not much use, but you know, I just like them, man. They're quite versatile, and you know, it's a psychological effect. That's what it is, man. I think I'm protected. That's it. So I found a couple of good drownings. That's a horrible thing to say, isn't it? A couple of good drownings and things, and plus the furball works. It works, man. Furball. That's it. We just call it a furball, man. That's what it is. It's a furball. Right. I need to go home and try and fix it properly. But yeah, good. That's my hour's sort of exercise done. I have to go home now and just watch some more of the Grand Tour. I've only got a season of that left, the Grand Tour. I watched a film last night about Eric Liddell, you know, the Chariots of Fire chap. After his running, he got incarcerated in a Japanese prisoner of war camp, and he raced the commandant, and he got beat the first time because somebody tripped him over. One of the Japanese tripped him over, and the second time he won, but he was so exhausted from torture and not having any food and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was a great story. It's called, was it Wings of the Eagle, or In the Wind of the Eagles, or something like that? But Eric Liddell, fantastic. He used to run along the beach at St Andrews, but a great story. And also Shackleton's captain, that was a fantastic story. It just puts our little adventures into patheticism, because this Shackleton's captain was a fantastic adventure, and it was just fraught all the way through it, man. They were starving, they were stuck in the ice. Shackleton wanted to get across the South Pole, be the first man to go across the South Pole. Okay, the South Pole had been reached, but nobody had actually gone over and down the other side, so this is what he wanted to do. But the captain, Frank Worsley, said no, the boat's going to get stuck by Shackleton. Oh, no, on they went, and they got stuck, and then they had to like use the 3 lifeboats, had to drag them about 300 miles to try and get. Oh, it was just horrific. And then they had to sail to South Georgia to try and get help, and at this whaling station, and oh my lord, man. And you know what, I'm not going to spoil it for you in case any of you watch it, but it is a story of sheer heroicism and how humans can carry on through through travesty and when things are going really, really wrong, you think you just can't get out of it, you're on the point of death, you're going to give up. Just don't, man. Just carry on. To suffer is more brave than to die, as Napoleon said. Right. Elephant grass. I haven't seen that for ages, man. Crikey, look at it growing out the ground there. Not really grows up. It's weird. Oh, it's quite sandy up this end, but elephant grass, yes, takes me back to my youth. I used to steal it from people's gardens, snap it off, and use it. Put it in the corner of our room that we had at the time. This one was in Edinburgh. Used to do all sorts of horrible things like that. But that's a story for another day. Maybe just have to sit down and just tell you stories now rather than going out and about. I think that's what I'll do from now. It's actually quite heavy holding this thing. I think I'll have to get the handle and put it down, put it underneath. Yes, that's what I'll do from now on. A lot of these inscriptions are actually, you know what, actually, take 2, think.